A battered SUV limps into a building and slams into a wall. From the driver's seat, John Wick stumbles out, barely able to breathe. He's badly injured, clutching his side as he drags himself to a wall and collapses against it. With shaking hands, he presses down on the wound in his stomach and pulls out his phone. Struggling for air, he plays an old video. His wife Helen, alive and smiling. He watches in silence, lost in memories of when they were together, when life still had warmth, days earlier. John wakes to a gray, heavy morning, the kind he never wanted to face. It's the day of Helen's funeral. Her memories flood his mind. The day they met, the time they shared, and the moment she died in his arms. She had been suffering from an illness that slowly took her away, and all John can think is why it had to be her. After the funeral, he lingers by her grave, unable to let go. Drowning in grief, as he prepares to leave, he's approached by Marcus, an old friend who offers his condolences. They talk for a while, and John briefly suspects Marcus might be there to pull him back into his old life. But Marcus is sincere, simply there for him. That night, as John tries to adjust to the empty life left behind, a delivery arrives. It's something Helen arranged before she died. Inside the box is a small beagle. Confused, John brings it inside and finds a letter resting on the cage. In it, Helen says she has accepted her fate. She apologizes for leaving him and tells him he still needs something to love. That's why she sent the dog. Overcome with emotion, John reads the letter through tears. He gently takes the puppy out and learns her name, Daisy. Slowly, he begins to care for her, and she quickly grows attached to him. He even sets up a small bed beside his own so she won't be alone. The next morning, John realizes he doesn't have proper dog food. For now, he gives Daisy cereal, promising to get something better later. After breakfast, she happily follows him as he takes out his Mustang and drives to a nearby store. On the way, he stops at a gas station. A loud car pulls in, carrying 3 Russian mobsters, including Yosef Tarasov, the son of crime boss Vigio Tarasov. While the others head inside, Yosef approaches John, eyeing the Mustang. He compliments it and asks how much John wants for it. John barely looks at him and calmly says it's not for sale. As John gets back into the car, Yosef leans in, petting Daisy and mocking John in Russian, assuming he won't understand. But John responds fluently, shutting him down before driving off. That night, as John settles into bed, Daisy starts barking. She needs to go outside. Half asleep, John takes her downstairs. Suddenly, 2 masked men are already inside. Before he can react, a third attacker comes from behind and strikes him in the head with a bat. The men beat him mercilessly, demanding his car keys while tearing the house apart. Terrified, Daisy hides under a table, whimpering. One of the attackers notices her, walks over, and kills her. The man then reveals himself. It's Yosef. He knocks John unconscious. When John wakes, the house is in ruins. He finds Daisy's lifeless body beside him. Holding her gently, he breaks down, mourning the last gift from his wife, the final piece of her he had left. After some time, he regains control and buries her. Meanwhile, Yosef takes the stolen Mustang to a chop shop run by Aurelio. Loud and arrogant, he brags about his new prize. But the moment Aurelio sees the car, his expression changes. He demands to know where it came from. Yosef proudly admits he stole it and even killed the owner's dog. Without hesitation, Aurelio throws him out and punches Yosef, refusing to be involved. Back at his home, John gathers himself and surveys the damage. Then he heads straight to Aurelio's shop. He asks if Yosef was there, and Aurelio confirms it, giving him the name. John asks for a ride, and they leave immediately. Later, Vigio calls Aurelio, furious about his son being hit. But when he learns the truth that Yosef stole John Wick's car and killed his dog, his anger fades into fear. His tone changes completely. Soon after, Yosef returns home. Vigio calmly offers him a drink, then suddenly punches him hard in the stomach. Confused, Yosef demands to know why. Vigio hits him again before finally explaining the gravity of what he's done. Stealing a car wasn't the real problem. The problem was who he stole it from. Vigio reveals that John Wick once worked for him, a legendary assassin known as the Boogeyman. Not the one you fear, but the one you send to kill the thing you fear. John was unstoppable, eliminating countless targets without a trace. He only left that life behind after meeting Helen. As Vigio speaks, Iosef's confidence crumbles into fear. If John comes for him, there's no escaping it. Desperate, Vigio tries to call John, hoping to settle things peacefully, but John ignores the call. There's no turning back. Back home, John goes to his basement. He takes a sledgehammer and smashes through the concrete floor, revealing a hidden stash of weapons and gold coins, his past life buried beneath. As he prepares, Vigio sends a team of 12 hitmen to kill him, but they never stand a chance. John eliminates them all with brutal efficiency. One by one, they fall until the last man is taken down. Moments later, a police officer named Jimmy arrives at the door. John greets him calmly and asks if he's responding to a noise complaint. Jimmy nods, then glances past John and spots the bodies inside. He pauses, then casually asks if John is back in the business. John simply replies that he's just taking care of something. John calls in a cleanup crew, used to work with back when he was under Vigio. They already know this won't be the last time they're needed. The team arrives quickly and efficiently clears out the entire mess while John waits outside in silence. Once they're done, he pays them with gold coins. Meanwhile, Vigio meets with Marcus and offers him a contract worth $2 million to kill John. At the same time, he orders his assistant Avi to spread the word and bring in more assassins for the job. To make sure, Vigio even visits Marcus personally, pushing him to accept the contract. John heads to the Continental Hotel in Lower Manhattan, a neutral ground where assassins conduct business. Inside, he notices an old acquaintance, Perkins. The hotel is run by Winston, another old contact of John's, who informs him that Yosef is at a nightclub called the Red Circle. Without wasting time, John arms himself heavily and heads straight to the Red Circle, where Yosef is partying with his crew. At the entrance, John encounters Francis, an old ally working security. Holding him at gunpoint, John calmly tells him to take the night off. Francis, relieved to be spared, immediately complies. John moves inside and silently takes out two of Iosef's men before advancing deeper into the club. He cuts through multiple guards on the lower levels. Meanwhile, Yosef is enjoying himself in a luxurious bathhouse surrounded by champagne and women. As soon as John is spotted, chaos erupts into a full shootout. John eliminates everyone in his path, but Yosef manages to escape in a getaway car. During the fight, John is stabbed, yet he still wipes out the remaining attackers. Wounded, John returns to the Continental. The hotel has strict rules, no violence or killing on its grounds. Breaking those rules comes with severe consequences agreed upon by all crime factions. But the situation escalates when Vigio doubles the bounty to $4 million for anyone willing to kill John, even inside the Continental. That night, Marcus positions himself on a rooftop across from John's room, aiming his sniper rifle. Through the reflection in a mirror, he notices someone sneaking into John's room and fires a warning shot. The intruder is Perkins. She immediately opens fire, ignoring the hotel's rules in pursuit of the doubled bounty. John, already injured, struggles to defend himself, but manages to avoid her attacks. Despite his condition, he overpowers her and locks her in a chokehold, offering her a chance to live in exchange for information. Perkins reveals that Vigio stores his money and sensitive blackmail material in a hidden vault beneath a church. After getting what he needs, John knocks her out. He then calls for Harry, another associate staying nearby, and asks him to watch over Perkins, paying him with a gold coin. John leaves immediately for the church. At the church, John storms in and takes down the guards with ease. He forces the priest, who is actually one of Vigo's men, to lead him to the vault. After clearing out the remaining guards, John burns everything inside the vault, destroying Vigo's money and leverage. Back at the Continental, Perkins dislocates her thumb to slip out of her restraints. She overpowers Harry and kills him, As Vigio learns about the destruction of his vault, John launches another assault, ambushing Vigio and his men with a barrage of gunfire. He takes down most of them, but during the chaos, an SUV crashes into him, sending him flying. This time, Vigio captures him alive. Instead of killing him immediately, Vigio keeps him alive, recognizing his value. Still, he can't understand why John is going this far over a car and a dog. John wakes up tied to a chair in an abandoned building. He explains that the dog was a final gift from his dying wife, and that Yosef took that from him. Even in captivity, John warns Vigio, either hand over his son or face the consequences. Vigio, amused, leaves him behind with his men and orders them to suffocate John with a plastic bag. But Marcus, watching from a distance, intervenes by shooting one of the guards, giving John the chance to fight back. John quickly kills the remaining men and goes after Vigio. Firing at his escaping vehicle, he manages to eliminate everyone in the car except Vigio, holding him at gunpoint. Left with no choice, Vigio reveals Iosef's location, a safe house in Brooklyn, and agrees to lift the contract on John. At the safe house, Yosef is carefree, playing games with his friends, thinking the situation is nothing serious. Outside, armed guards stand watch, but they are no match for John. He cuts through them all and storms the building. Yosef tries to run again, but this time, John catches him and ends his life. Afterward, Yon meets Marcus and thanks him for saving his life. He admits he no longer has a purpose, but Marcus reassures him that he might still find peace. From a distance, Perkins observes their meeting. In retaliation for Iosef's death and for Marcus betraying the contract, Vigio orders his men to capture Marcus. They find him at his home, beat him, and execute him with Vigio and Perkins present. Vigio then calls John, proudly telling him what he's done, before heading to a helicopter to flee the city. Meanwhile, Perkins is summoned to a meeting with Winston at the Bethesda Arcade in Central Park. There, Winston informs her that she broke the Continental's rules. Her membership is revoked, and she is executed on the spot by Winston's men. John later discovers Marcus's body and is driven by revenge once more. He tracks down Vigio as he prepares to escape. Using his car, John crashes into Vigo's convoy. Vigio orders Avi to handle John, but John rams him down with his vehicle in the pouring rain. John and Vigio face off in a brutal hand-to-hand fight. Vigio manages to stab John, but instead of resisting, John forces the blade deeper into himself. Trapping Vigio, with the knife still lodged in his body, John breaks Vigo's arm, then pulls the blade out and drives it into Vigo's neck, killing him. The story circles back to the beginning, John, bleeding and exhausted, watching the video of Helen. This time, however, it gives him the strength to keep going. He makes his way to a veterinary clinic, treats his wound, and then enters an animal shelter. There, he chooses a pit bull puppy and walks away with it, beginning a new chapter. And that's a wrap on today's recap. If you enjoyed the ride, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss a plot twist. Got a movie you want recapped? Drop it in the comments below. This is DX Recap. See you in the next one.